What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of NAS100 analysis today. And we're going to be picking up from where we left off on Wednesday, because a couple of the things we talked about definitely happened. It did what I said it was going to do, which is fantastic. I love it when I get it right, okay? But now we're at a critical junction in regards to what is the NAS going to do next. So just to recap, and obviously you can definitely go back and watch that video, because at the end of this video, you should see a thumbnail roughly in this area where I'm drawing right now, where it will have the video that I did on Wednesday's analysis, okay? And on Wednesday's analysis, right, I talked about price was around here somewhere. So price was around in this zone, and I talked about price coming down to this zone, and I used this area as a reference point, and price did that. It came into the zone, and what has it done? Like I said, it was going to shoot up, but I was not entirely sure where it was going to land, and I literally believed that we had the formation of a head and shoulders in this area right here. So this level, had it pulled down from this level, okay, we could have, that would have made it, well, nah, that would actually not made it head and shoulders, but around this level over here. So I would have expected to pull back to around this level, then it shot up again, right? And then that would have made it head and shoulders. But what happened was it came all the way down to this zone and then shot all the way back up again. So it's not a head and shoulders. So we still have a rising wedge, okay? So we're still looking at that at the moment, even though it's currently pulling back down right now, all right? So I'm just gonna just draw that for you. So this is the rising wedge that I'm talking about, okay? So we still have that going on in regards to what's happening right now in the market, okay? So let me make this a little bit in line with how the other one looks. Okay, right? So we still kind of have this going on at the moment, right? So it's pushing up, and at the moment, from what I can see, I can't see any situation where price might actually begin to break down, right? In terms of start flying down to this zone over here, which is 10,435.71. This is the zone that I'm talking about, okay? But then there is another zone underneath it that I'm expecting price to go to, which is what is actually going to confirm a lot of good things for us. So first and foremost, once it breaks this level over here, which is where the marker is not entirely accurate. Let me just try and get it dead on. Okay, so we're just going to call it a zone of 10,433.70. So you could just round that off to 10,430.00. all right, it's in this zone right here. So this is the zone that we're talking about. So I'm expecting price at some point to come all the way down here, especially if it starts pulling back from this level over here, okay? And I'm going to explain why in a moment. So should price break this overall structure, which is the move that it's doing to the upside right now, okay, which is it needs to produce a low lower than this level over here, okay, right? I will expect it to come to this zone, and once it gets to this zone, I would expect it to come even lower to these areas over here. And these are areas that I talked about in the last couple of videos, so make sure you go check them out as well, okay? All that information is there for you. Now, why do I think there's a good chance price could break down from this level? Well, it's simply from this zone over here, okay? Because it looks like it's pulling back from this area, this zone right here, and this is a zone. So this whole area right here is a zone, all right? Although he hasn't gone and touched it, because don't forget with the markets, nothing is it's exact, okay? I would want it to be exact, but not all the time you get exact locations where market goes. Sometimes it just goes close to it and then begins to pull back. So this whole area right here is, I would consider a zone that price is currently pulling back from now. Now, is it going to pull to this level over here, which is a realistic place for it to go? Why? Because we have a level right here, okay? So we have a level right here, and if price was to break down, it could more or less just fly from where it is and come back down here. So let me just use my little thingamajig. So we could fly from where it is right now, okay, come down to this level, and then shoot back up to create another high and come back to this zone, right? And at this zone, because this area is a very important area. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put some price notes on it, right? So this area right here is a very important area. In the last two videos, right, especially the last one. I talked about it going to this zone right here, but then a situation happened down here that led me to believe that price was going to start breaking down. Price did break down, but it's pushed up and produced a higher high in regards to this overall structure over here. Okay, so like I said in that video, price returning to this zone over here is still a possible scenario. All right, even though at the time of the making of it, based on what I saw, what market was doing, it didn't look that likely, but I wasn't going to rule it out, because one thing that I know about the markets, right, and if you've been in this for any period of time, you know market does what it wants to do. It does what it wants to do. You got to remove your hopes and desires out of it and just follow it as it does what it's doing, right? So this zone is where price could return to. Price could continue to push to this zone from where it is right now. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to come back down to this level before it pushes up to that zone. It could just more or less consolidate at this level and then push up to that zone. It could do something like this, like what it did over here. So what it did over here in regards to these little moves, it could do that, then push up even more. So it could give us this and then push up. Okay, which is what he gave. And a structure like this, like I say all the time in all my other videos. Okay, so wait, let me just do this properly actually, because that wasn't even correct. All right, so a structure like this normally breaks down. Why? Because this bottom level is taking a hammering and it's only a matter of time until it gives way. But sometimes it just goes all the way up. It does what it's doing, it goes all the way up. So we could get something like that in this area, and then it continues to make its way all the way up to this zone right here. Okay, that is possible. But at the same time, it could also come down to roughly around this zone, or maybe even lower, and possibly push up. So at this moment in time, there's a lot of things happening, okay, that is throwing a lot of things into disarray. So for example, if we talk about the overall fundamental data coming out in regards to the US market, okay, they are all in support of a very strong dollar. All right, so if you're not really familiar with fundamental analysis, you would think, okay, a strong dollar basically means the NAS, S&P 500, US 30, they all need to go up. No, that's incorrect, because what you got to understand is those particular indices all contain stocks, right? And stocks are what investors like to invest in. Okay, so if the dollar is strong, it basically means that stock is too expensive because you're getting less for your dollar, right? So anything that supports a strong dollar is bad for the indices, okay? And anything that supports a weak dollar is good for the indices, right? So because most of the fundamentals that I've been looking at is supporting a strong dollar, right? And then, so I take that information and then I bring that information to the overall analysis of the market structure, okay? So if I go into a day, I'll show you, right? It's a downtrend, okay? Because I haven't explained my reasoning for why I'm so biased towards sales, right? We have a solid downtrend, okay? So the fundamental supports the technical analysis in regards to what the US market is doing, because the dollar is strong, which basically means that not many people are investing in US markets because they get less value for money, right? So essentially meaning that the NASDAQ component, the US 30, US 500, all will start falling to make up, to obviously to make it themselves more attractive for outside investors. So as you can see, market is falling down because it has to. The dollar is strong. All right, that's why I have my my bias towards sales. So there is a reason why I actually brought up this point. All right, so let me go back to the hourly for a second. So if we look at it, right, even if price makes it up to this area over here, okay, this is still not an uptrend. I mean, this is an uptrend in regards to when we're looking at it on the hourly, right, or possibly on the 4 hour, right? From this area down here to up here is still an uptrend, okay, right? And even with this overall structure doing what it's doing, it's considered an uptrend. But if we look at the overall in terms of what the day and what the week is saying, this is a downtrend. This is not an uptrend at all. It is a downtrend, all right? And hence why I have a strong bias towards taking sales. So if you didn't know that about fundamentals, there it is for you. Feel free to go and check it out and make sure that my reasoning in terms of how I've explained it will make sense to you, right? But usually that's how it works, right? If it is strong, it's bad for stocks. If it's weak, it's good for stocks. If what you're doing is that, then you need to think in a certain kind of way. And once again, in saying this, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. And it's super important that you do your homework. And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like. And most importantly, drop us a comment. Say something. Where are you watching it from? Or do you like the content, etc.? Do all of that. And most importantly, if you're making bank off this, off my analysis that I'm sharing with you, okay, drop me a super thanks. You know what I mean? Just hit that super thanks button and drop a little something to say thank you, pips and points. That will be greatly appreciated, especially if you're doing well. And once again, I'm not giving you financial advice. So if you are doing well and it's based off the information you're getting off this video, right? Remember, I'm not giving you financial advice and you're doing it at your own risk. And also in saying that, if you did do well, drop me a super thanks. That'll be appreciated, you know. And most importantly as well, it's always important to make sure that you're brushing up on your education, okay? I put a link to a blog that I've put together, okay? I've arranged it all nicely. I've done all the work to make it really good for you guys to go look at. It's all in one place. Saves you from clicking multiple links. You can just save that in one place on your browser somewhere and just go through the reading list as and when you need to. But I've kind of put that in there, and that's going to be in the chat. That's going to be pinned. There's a link in there, as well as if you want to use TradingView and you want me to obviously, you know, earn a small amount of affiliate commissions, okay, you can definitely hit that and go that way. Alternatively, you can just go straight to Google, type in TradingView, and it'll come up, you know. So those options are available for you. So yeah, so literally, so that is my analysis for today. That was a bit of a spill that I went into, but I just wanted to get that out of the way. In regards to the overall market, what market is doing right now, okay, me personally, I'm waiting to see if, actually, tell a lie, I'm not even waiting to see. I'm just going to be brutally honest with you. I literally have a sell right here, right? So I'm sitting in the sell right now. So here it is. I'm in a sell right now, right here. I'm in a sell right now, right here. It was a pending order sell. I waited for it to get into the zone, and then I was like, you know what? If it pulls back down again, right, I'm going to catch it, and hopefully it's going to work out. So I'm hoping it breaks all the way down and flies all the way down to the bottom. It might do that, it might not, but either way, I'm in it, I'm locked in. There's nothing I can do. Okay, so I just thought I'd throw that out there. So with all of that covered, guys, I want to thank you for coming over to give me your awesome energy to watch another episode of Pips and Points. I truly appreciate every single one of you for coming over, okay? And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Remember, if all else fails, just drop a comment just to say hey. Do you know what I mean? Just say hey where you're watching it from. I definitely will appreciate that, all right? And I will look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be very, very soon. So for now, this is Pips and Points signing out.